Hello, viewers. Welcome to Plus Plus Pro, your virtual learning hub. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel. Also, care to press the bell icon to be notified with our learning program and videos. Viewers, begging is a demoralizing profession. The beggars are subjected to cruelty, undue duress, and harassment. Nobody likes to be deprived of life, freedom, and liberty. However, amongst the societies, begging has been witnessed for years, and it has become a profession which is nowadays causing impediments in many fields. Therefore, the remedy for all the problem is to eradicate begging in entirety. Let us learn how and why. The Times of India recently revealed that a beggar in Ayodhya was unable to fund the education of his two sons, wherein one is a lawyer and the other one is a doctor. Therefore, it is evident that we have a stagnant legislation, and instead, the streets of India witness young children being compelled to beg for alms and pursue the same as a lifelong profession. These deprived, unfortunate citizens of India are highly intoxicated with dangerous, cheap pharmaceutical drugs and are forced to traffic drugs and other narcotic substances. Few individuals are also forced into flesh trade to earn and make a living in the society. Upon diagnosis by a qualified medical practitioner, the juvenile on the street shall reveal a damaged nervous system, and few children shall not be healthy to even fit to in any certified rehabilitation institution. India is a country which is also stricken by poverty. For survival, the unfortunate people on the streets have resorted to beg so they may escape from undesirable predicaments. We witness beggars on a daily basis on every street, at traffic signals, and also outside religious establishments. Few are seen begging with a child or an animal to gain compassion and mercy from onlookers. The Constitution of India, which guarantees the right to life and liberty to every citizen of India under Article 21, is grievously violated for such beggars, and thus reformation in the legislation became crucial. India has offered several opportunities of employment to all the beggars in the field of agriculture as well as industry. Every citizen thus reserves the right to live a life of dignity and moral value. But with the passage of time, begging became a full time profession, and such offered opportunities by the government were denied. It is rightly said, the more you offer, the more they will get used to begging. The Government of India therefore declared begging as an offence and introduced the Bombay Prevention of Begging Act in 1959 that aims to remove beggars from the currently illegal profession, instead detain them at beggars' homes known as Seva Kutir, and aid them with proper training, guidance for employment. All the offences under this act is cognizable and non-bailable offence. As per census of 2011, the Government of India categorized 72.9 crore individuals as non-workers, out of which 3.7 lakhs were beggars, wherein 2.2 lakhs were male beggars and 1.91 were female beggars. Non-workers are individuals who are non-participants in any economic activity, paid or unpaid, household duties or cultivation, manufacturing and or trading. The Bombay Prevention of Begging Act 1959 is also enforced in the Union Territory of Delhi. Subsequent to the adoption of the Bombay Prevention of Begging Act, the Minister of Social Justice has thereafter introduced the same legislation for 22 states and union territories. Several public at large activists, also advocates who were registered with the who are or who were with the Bar Council of India, Maharashtra and Goa on a daily basis have been on a relentless quest to rescue children from the streets of such mayhem, and therefore seek for legal opinions to consolidate the motto to abolish begging as a profession and prevent intoxication of juveniles. Viewers, in solidarity, we are seeking to put an end to trafficking in human beings, beggars, and forced laborers. It has been found that the rescued children were found at posh localities, doctrines of which run parallel with the Bombay Prevention of Begging Act. So, viewers, what is begging? According to the Bombay Prevention of Begging Act, Section 2 defines begging as A. Soliciting or receiving alms in any public place, whether or not under any pretense, such as singing, dancing, fortune telling, performing, or offering any article for sale. B. Entering on any private premises for the purpose of soliciting or receiving alms. C. Exposing or exhibiting with the object of obtaining or extorting alms any sore, wound, injury, deformity of a disease, whether of a human being or an animal. D. Having no visible means of sustenance and wandering about or remaining in any public place in such condition or manner as makes it likely that the person is doing so to exist, soliciting or receiving alms. E. Allowing oneself to be used as an exhibit for the purpose of soliciting or receiving alms. Viewers, subsequent to the commencement of the Bombay Prevention of Begging Act, if any person witnesses a beggar on the street or any public place, then such person may register a complaint before the police authorities under the Bombay Prevention of Begging Act. Because this act also gives discretionary powers to police authorities to apprehend a beggar on suspicion or destitute who cannot sustain himself or herself. A court of law, in this case the beggar's court, tries the accused summarily and in accordance with the provisions of the Bombay Prevention of Begging Act or any other applicable act according to that act. If the court convicts any beggar guilty for the first time, then such beggar offender is sentenced to a term not less than 1 year and not exceeding 3 years at a certified institution. Whereas, if a person is convicted for the second time subsequent to the time spent at the certified institution, then the court shall order such beggar as an offender to be detained for 10 years at a certified institution. Certified institutions include provision for teaching of agriculture, industrial, and other pursuits, and for general education and medical care of the inmates. The detention is not just for beggars but also dependent of the beggars unless such a dependent is a child. Viewers, a child will be tried only at a juvenile court and shall be prosecuted under the Children's Act 1960. According to the Children Act 1960, a child or a minor is defined as a boy who has not attained the age of 16 years or a girl who has not attained the age of 18 years. The Beggars Court of India does not tolerate any employment for solicitation or to receive alms. If any person has the custody of a child and connives such child to solicit or receive alms or uses another person as an exhibit shall be punished under Section 11 of the Bombay Prevention of Begging Act with an imprisonment for a term which shall be not less than 1 year and which shall extend to 3 years. Any person who gives or causes to be given any intoxicating liquor in any public place or a narcotic drug or a psychotropic drug or substance or dangerous drugs to any juvenile or a child except in the case of sickness upon an order from a qualified medical practitioner shall be punishable under Section 25 of the Juvenile Justice Act and also under Section 43 of the Children Act 1960 with the imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years and shall also be liable to fine. The chairperson of National Commission for Child Welfare, Ms. Shanti Sinha, said that those who give alms to beggars are not doing any good. Instead of giving alms, we should strive for a permanent solution to their problems or their rehabilitation, quote and unquote. The beggars are not the problem, they are the victims and products of the shortcoming in our social system. The number of beggars are increasing because the majority of people were escaping their responsibility. Viewers, renowned socialists exposed the illegal income earned by the beggars. They revealed that the beggars earn as much as rupees 180 crores. The study reveals that an average beggar normally spends 20% of his income on food and as much as 30% on bad habits like smoking, drinking, etc., and 50% goes towards savings. Viewers, in 1992, India ratified the United Nations on Rights of the Child. The citizens of India, therefore, must abide by the core principles of the UNCRC, which is stated by me hereinforth. Non-discrimination, devotion to the best interest of the child, the right to life, survival and development, respect for the view of the child. Viewers, Mahatma Gandhi envisaged that the poverty is the worst kind of violence. The Bombay Prevention of Begging Act offers to help all the beggars so they may be rescued from the streets. The beggars are provided with temporary shelter for rehabilitation so they may become independent and capable for employment and contribute towards the economic growth of the society. Lack of education is the root of all such unethical actions, and therefore no individual must encourage a beggar to solicit or beseech for alms. Instead, comprehend the laws of the country and report such actions immediately before appropriate authorities to curtail the growth of this illegal and unethical profession. Viewers, in doing so, we shall in solidarity achieve success in all prospective endeavors, thereby eradicate begging and other serious crimes from its root. To gain further information, care to contact Project Plus Plus. Viewers, Project Plus Plus is a program of Plus Plus Pro. Please be benefited from all the virtual learnings.